But now let me tell you about that sower, because he goes back home and he's got some special goggles that he can put on. I'm going to tell you a slightly different story. This is the way Jesus taught. You know why Jesus taught in parables? He tried to make it relatable. So you might hear it. You might understand it. So here we go. A man went out to sow seeds in a field, and when he got there, he beheld two different fields. And as he looked upon the fields, he noticed one was plush. The ground was smooth. There's no stones, no rocks. It was gorgeous. There's no weeds growing. It was just perfect ground. The kind of ground that you think is the best way to sow seeds and to plant something, to get something to grow. It looks like an oasis. There's water off to the side there, so it's got to be feeding it really wonderful, and everything just looks perfect. And the other one, when he goes to look at it, the sower, the farmer who's getting ready to sow seeds, he looks at that one and he sees all kinds of boulders in there and rocks all over the place and all kinds of weeds and vines growing and a dead tree laying there in the middle, but it's down inside and it's just everywhere he looked, there's all kinds of mess that he's going to have to clean up. So which field should he sow in? But now let me tell you about that sower, because he goes back home and he's got some special goggles that he can put on. It allows him to see under the ground. And he goes out and he says, okay, let's see what this really looks like. And he looks at that beautiful plush garden, that field that's so perfect, and he looks, and what's down inside of there? And the first thing he sees is just below the surface there are all kinds of stones and rocks in there. But he's now looking, this sower is looking down in the ground, and he sees all of this. Not only that, he sees there's all kinds of roots just growing every which way and going to be difficult. And then he looks a little bit further, and he noticed somebody has buried toxic barrels in the ground, and they're leaking, and it's putting all this poison and toxin into the ground. Then he looks over at the rocky ground, looks over at the one that looks so horrible. And he looks below the surface and he can actually see all of the nutrients that are in the ground. Perfect. No stones buried deep. Nothing in there that's going to cause any problems. So now which field should he sow in? It might take me days and weeks and years to clear all this off the top of this to get to the good soil. But what's going to create a better harvest? Oh, man.